Front row, Joe Gibbs Racing. Row 2, Junior Motorsports. We are green at Pocono on CW.
Wow, you see all three of those cars in the outside row lined up. Swallow opts to go to the inside right here. See how long they stay in line. Both of those Joe Gibbs Racing cars on the front row. Oh, the 19 of Cruz got loose, it looked like. You saw he lost a little bit of time right there. Oh, we got one going around now. It's Corey Day.
Corey Day, contact. Two California guys get together. Hard hit inside wall for Day, and that was Love that hit him coming off the corner. Wow.
Oh, and Love had a good car in practice. Missed a little bit in qualifying and gets collected early here.
If you don't have a great qualifying spot, you get in the middle of it. Sometimes hard to avoid something like this early on a restart, or in this case, the start of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Adam, driving off into turn one, everybody's guessing what it's going to be like on these low air pressures after the high grip they had in qualifying. It looked like Corey was going to catch it, Jamie, and he had one more tank slap, and it was day over after that. A hard hit into the inside wall for that 17.
And if I'm a spotter or a crew chief right now, I'm going to remind my driver of exactly what happened in qualifying in turn one. We saw 3 cars spin out in qualifying down there. We didn't through turn one once. We've already had another one. So let's get through turn one and figure out exactly what we have. Obviously, these drivers are faced with a big challenge today and the grip level being down so far.
Lost in all of that. Taylor Gray, inside lane, able to jump in front of his teammate, Brandon Jones, and he'll be the control car when we get things going once again.
You see Corey Day right there is behind. There's multiple cars 3 wide. Brent Cruz got moved up out of the groove right there. He just chased it for a while, and then once you get up out of the black, it gets extremely slick. And the one thing for me, Ross, it's always hard as a driver here. You don't feel like you're going that fast until you start to get out of control, and then all of a sudden it becomes real.
And turn one has the most banking of the 3 turns or the 6 turns by some people's standards here at Pocono. So when you do lose your grip, your traction, you are unloading the car the most. It goes from the most amount of vertical load and with that banking to the least whenever it springs out of that. We see Taylor Gray clear into the lead by Brandon Jones choosing to take the top, and that big hit by Jesse Love in the 2 car, their day probably done as well.
Let's go on board Jesse Love. Monopoly Go carrying our onboard camera here.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go. You see, he's going to know that car got loose, but just comes out of nowhere. You actually heard him get on the brakes and start wheel hopping the back of the car, trying to slow it down so much. But even if he can continue now, knowing the damage, we heard him say something about maybe the water pressure was going down. That's from a hole in the radiator. From his perspective, from this perspective, it looks like he can kind of see, but we could see from his in-car that you just didn't see it till the very last second.
Day comes in 3rd in points, but a big hit here in the race car. And when it comes to those championship standings, here's 17 radio.
Dude, I mean, like, I'm not even full speed and I'm sideways.
Well, we saw it a lot in practice, you know, and it's going to be really frustrating for Corey. He's going to want to go back and be able to relive that. Unfortunately, it's been a lot of guys today.
A couple of weeks ago at Nashville, quiet and clean. Opening turn, opening lap at Pocono, and the caution lights are on. Corey Day, hard hit on the inside wall. NASCAR on the CW is brought to you by KFC. It's finger licking good. The Credit One Bank NASCAR American Express card. And by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Early caution at Pocono for the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, and I would say seeing the yellow flag early has been a thing in 2026 at this level of competition. All the highlights, lowlights you're about to see happening on either lap 1 or lap 2 of the race.
Yeah, it all starts here at Bristol, and in watching these races, Adam, it is common. These O'Reilly cars have the least amount of grip compared to the Truck and Cup Series, so a flipping a mile and a half, Jamie. What is that?
On lap 1, no surprise, I think, at Talladega to maybe see a wreck, right? But all these other ones at a mile and a half, or at Texas, you see Corey Day right here, similar to what we saw today, just get loose. And then right behind Corey Day on the same lap, these guys got together, I think, a little bit more from them checking up, seeing the 17 go around there. But either way, I mean, it ended a lot of drivers' days really early.
Remember, Adam, these O'Reilly cars, like the Truck Series, start the race on the same tires that they qualified on. So any slips, any big loose moments, any big tight slides in the center of the corner or wherever, you're going to have that same memory in that tire, and it's not going to have as much grip as the Cup cars would if, like, we can put on new tires.
You know, one other guy I want to mention in this, we talked about Love, talk about Day. Nick Sanchez making his first start in the 87 car, also got a piece of the action here. Yellow is out. We'll return to the green flag when we continue. You're watching the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series live on CW from Pocono.
Back here at Pocono Raceway, Corey Day just exiting the medical center. Not the way you wanted your first start here at Pocono to go. What happened?
Yeah, just really free there. Turn one, it's always, you know, a variable what your car is going to do lap one of any race, and I just didn't expect that at all. So yeah, just top lane cleared up, moved up, and as soon as I did and went to load the right rear, it just started coming around on me. So yeah, I just hate it for my 17 guys. We deserved a lot better than that today. So yeah, I just hate that it ended the way it did.
I've been there. It happens. It is one of those things that these cars do not make the grip you're expecting. You've came out of qualifying. You have all this pre-race anticipation for what it's going to be like, and when you guess wrong, you crash.
Also, first time you've been in really bad air, right where he was at. First time in practice, you aren't really in that position.
Taylor Gray, control car, said, I'm going to take. That's how he got the lead, but, you know, we'll see how it plays out here.
You look, Allgaier did not get a good restart on the outside. Jones is waiting for that push, but you see Quapple's able to get to the 54. I think it's actually going to work out for Taylor. Maybe he knew something we didn't.
Taylor Gray jumps the lead. Quapple coming with him. Mayer got it wound up in the inside lane. Make a mental note of all of this as we start seeing guys move up and back depending on where they restarted in regard to lane choice.
Yeah, and Mayer had a run on the exit of that corner, used up, went up, got a little bit of a draft off Brandon Jones. He'll now be in the preferred position. Jones will have to give him a little room on the outside. Really rough through the middle of this tunnel turn.
Through turn two, the tunnel turn.
Oh, he didn't complete it though.
The short chute here to turn three. And back down that long straightaway where everybody will cross the start finish line, and we will work lap 8 here at Pocono. And as we do that, we think about Kyle Busch. And we have a crash on track.
Down straight.
Second caution of the day.
Right front,
And this one for Ryan Sieg in the 39, who came in just below the chase cutoff line. 15th in points, 15 out, and this is going to be a huge price to pay for a driver that finished top 5 here a year ago.
Well, that trend that we saw in practice is just continuing. These guys just looks like the cars are just up on top of the track, not generating the grip that they're acclimated to or what they're used to. Just getting out from underneath all these guys.
Yeah, Nathan Bird sitting here idle against the inside wall, the other driver that got a piece of that accident.
We'll have to get another replay, but it almost could have been 2 different wrecks with the 39 up further down the straightaway after the restart zone, and then I caught one glimpse of the 42 of Nathan Bird spinning around as well.
Here's a little 39 radio, Ryan Sieg.
What's up? Ran into behind us, 00. Couldn't tell.
Well, it sounds like there was some contact from behind that maybe got Sieg turned into the wall. We'll have to take a look at this replay here and see who's behind him. You see he's on the outside.
Williams swallowed into the wall first. They check up.
Yeah, when they checked up,
behind.
Austin Hill was that car behind the white with a green 21. New paint scheme for him this weekend.
Riding here with Sheldon Creed. Actually, it was Cole Custer we were riding with there.
That was actually behind this, and that's what caused the 42 to wreck. So almost the same issue twice. Just cars checking up for, you know, incidents in front, and then the guy that's third back not knowing that. Just, you know, product of not being able to see these long straightaways. You're directly behind cars in front of you, and you just cannot see.
Very small contact with Connor Zilich there, last year's winner. Almost gets right hooked, but gets away from that crash.
I think that started from maybe Swalich brushing the wall, and that caused, yeah, you see right there, Swalich actually brushed the outside wall, and that's kind of what got him jumbled up. And same thing right here. Just, man, it's so quick and so blind over there on those corners, and just starts collecting people.
We saw this last year, though, in both the O'Reilly and the Cup race, where you come off that corner, everything's so tight just after a restart, and it is a little bit like follow the leader. It's like boom, boom, and it's that hip check off of the outside wall. And, you know, and we see here that Cole Custer is on pit road, you know, cleaning up his damage as well. And Ryan Sieg, not the first time this year. He's been at a track where he's enjoyed success and been involved in a problem early. You hate that for this race team. 2 early yellows at Pocono, and one of the drivers thinking about the chase involved in this one, Ryan Sieg.
15 to go here in stage one. Back here at the medical center, though, rewinding back to the first caution of this race here with Jesse Love. Obviously, you were involved in that incident with Corey Day. What happened from your perspective?
I watched the replay. I saw that Corey spun out, and from my vantage point, like in the driver's seat, I obviously was not 3 wide yet, but I had 2 guys kind of, I guess, blocking my view to Corey. Yeah, I didn't see him until obviously I probably had no return, but just frustrating. Obviously, thought our Wheel & Camaro was going to be pretty good today. Practice went well, and then learned some stuff after qualifying. So only got 1 lap to field out, but I was happy with that 1 corner. Wish we got to have a couple more.
I hate that for Jesse Love. And you were pointing out, Jamie, you look at the standings now. He comes in 179 behind, now minus 225 from Allgaier.
Let's take a look right here. I talked about Sam Mayer getting to the inside of Brandon Jones, and this is something that happens a lot at a place like here at Michigan. You go to make that pass and you don't complete it, so instead of coming out in third right here, Mayer is actually going to have Allgaier's going to fill the hole on the outside. Then as they get down to turn 3, watch William Byron right here behind. Going to happen to him again, going to have all that momentum on the outside. I think the caution actually saved Mayer right here, because down the front stretch, I can assure you that the 8 was going to split him as well.
I love that 2-for-1 here, where you get in the wake and then you get it wound up and you drive by 2 guys. Great once again. The control car takes the inside lane to his right, the guy that pushed him on the last restart, Carson Kvapil.
I got to think that outside row, if they both get a good push down into turn 1, would prevail with just the momentum. As loose as all these cars have been. Oh, Jones is going to make it 3 wide on his teammate.
Why not? Brandon Jones starts on the pole, trying to get the lead. Thought about 3 wide there for a second. Gray gets away. Now they're doubled up for the 2nd position. Mayer and Sammy Smith going at it behind him.
Sam Mayer looks strong. Jamie's able to make moves around the 7 car, which we've not seen people do, and gets to the outside this time, entering the tunnel turn where he was on the bottom the last time.
Oh, you see Zilic make it 3 wide right there on Byron, who gets pushed in the middle, loose underneath Brent Cruz right there. All those guys did a great job being able to run 3 wide through the tunnel. Alfredo making it, pushing him through.
Yeah, but, I mean, Brent Cruz, you got Jeremy Clements there, all levels of experience, trading blows, coming off the corner at Pocono.
That restart did not work well for William Byron. Look at how far Mayer fans out, just trying to break the side draft. Able to clear those guys and get up into 2nd now. Great job, great restart there by the 41.
This has just been a great track for Mayer. When you look at his numbers, 2nd here, 2023, when Austin Hill got the victory in the 41, getting it done again today. The one thing they have lacked is being able to execute on a regular basis, that consistency. It's like top 5, outside the top 20. Today, though, they brought their A game, and he's getting it done.
And Zilic kind of forced it in there on his teammate, William Byron, and then Byron had nowhere to go. Got into the outside of Brent Cruz.
Kind of. He took that spot to the inside. Brent Cruz, great job. Never been here before and able to, in this O'Reilly car, and able to save that car through the tunnel turn.
Somewhere Dale Jr.'s having issues with this, right? I mean, all of his guys racing together. Allgaier there, 88 this weekend. We talked about William Byron. Kvapil in the 9, the 8 is Sammy Smith.
And I talked about Byron struggling on that restart. He's recovered nicely, though. Passed 1 car the last 2 laps. You see all those junior motorsports cars grouped together. Oh, and Sammy Smith packed a bunch of air right there on Kvapil, got him loose. But now Kvapil's going to have that draft down the straightaway. Can he hang on to it here? 8 going to be in the preferred position when they get to the tunnel turn.
Look at our bumper. Back position, back part of the top 10. Jeremy Clements and Anthony Alfredo. Great start to the day.
Alfredo had a great car in practice. He was complaining about the balance of the car and the grip level. And his crew chief comes on, he's like, look, our lap times are really good, and they're proving in the race just how good that car is.
Definitely for me, Viking Motorsports, I did not see this coming this year at all. I'll be honest, I feel like I'm well ingrained in the series and in the garage. As we see Jeremy Clements pushing Carson Kvapil down into turn 1, one of the Haas factory cars coming out of that shop this year. Great to see what the Clements have been able to do and putting that program together with all their sponsors. Obviously, Jeremy's doing it today, tied for the most amount of ever starts here in the series, but doing it with more competition than they've ever seen as their family team.
For third, Allgaier out of line, working over Brandon Jones.
No surprise here to see the 7 car maybe not be the best on those restarts, but listen, every week, the longer the run goes, the better the 7 gets. He does such a good job of managing it at the beginning of these runs, and then having the car, having the balance of the car where he needs it to be at the end of a run. Hang on, 3 wide again.
Yeah, who's gonna give? Sammy Smith says, I'm all good for now. Lost some momentum, opens the door. 19, Brent Cruz driving by.
Gosh, Sammy almost had both of those guys cleared. You know, missed that corner a little bit, and it's allowed Brent Cruz now to get to his inside heading down into turn 1.
Yeah, I said drive by. Didn't exactly get the pass completed. Cruz is still there, side by side into 1.
Oh, you have to be so disciplined if you're on the inside right there to not get loose. We've seen so many issues in that corner, but 19 does a nice job as it looks like the 8's actually gonna cross him over here right now and be in the preferred position. Zilich make it 3 wide or no?
Zilich is like, where are you going and where do I fit into the equation? You know, Zilich didn't have a great qualifying effort earlier today, but he's inside to the top 10 as he joins Smith getting back by the 19. And those two are friends, Cruz and Zilich.
Brent made a great decision right there. He had a little bit of a run on Connor, but as we've seen earlier in the race.
Oh, Connor missed the bottom.
Hang on.
That 19 car, we saw it at Nashville again here, is able to follow. I know he had his headlight out or half the car out, but when Connor missed the bottom, that 19 car Brent Cruz able to close right up and get in the bumper.
That is definitely Zilich that we heard from right there. Really frustrated.
And this is definitely potential caution number 3. Look at him going at it. Austin Hill is there now. We talked about Alfredo. Sheldon Creed has entered the party. He's in the 00.
Well, missing turn 3 not only allowed the 19 to get by, but if you look, the 21, the 96, 00, all those guys were able to clear Connor Zilich down into turn 1.
I feel like we had a slow start, but we're already inside of 10 laps to go in this opening stage, starting to find a little bit of a rhythm here. And we talk about Viking. Here's Parker Retzloff. This has not been a great track for him, but right behind these guys racing for position, that 99. Is Creed able to sneak through? Zilich trying to do the same.
Zilich he's trying to get to the inside, but those are teammates on the outside of Viking Motorsports. Retzloff opts to give his teammate a push. Harrison Burton giving the 1 a push. I'd be nervous if I was Alfredo with Connor on my inside. The balance of that car has not been good as he gives him a ton of room down there into turn 1.
Zilich went into the top 10. You heard the radio about how frustrated he was. Back to 12th and a smoker here, Natalie Decker in the 53.
That's either an oil line off or the engine has expired in that car.
Speaking from experience from Charlotte, I don't like that we're not under caution.
Yeah, and she's down the middle. She's not going to make it back. She's just now in the middle of turns 1. There it is. Caution's out.
Third caution of the afternoon. Comes with now 7 laps to go in this first stage.
I want to go back, guys, to talk about trends here. Sam Mayer, the 41, out of the Haas factory team. Jeremy Clements, a satellite team of that and working out. But, man, Jeremy Clements looking good today in his record-tying day.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked so much this year about Jeremy and his quest to become the all-time starts leader and passing Kenny Wallace. He'll do it next Saturday in San Diego. What's been lost in the last couple of months is what you just said, the performance of that race team. A little bit of a slow start as they develop that relationship with the Haas factory team, but we're starting to see the fruits of the labor now, and maybe today as good as we've seen, running in the 6th spot. Very, very good beginning to the afternoon for this veteran driver from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
You get a look at the side of that car with Jeremy passing the torch. One thing I can assure you is that Kenny Wallace did not approve that photo of him. I don't know who that is, but that is not Kenny Wallace on the side of that car.
He looked like someone straight out of Hollywood to me. I don't want to say good or bad for Kenny. I will say, though, I would have taken the photo, you know?
That was great.
It's missing a cup of coffee, guys.
It
Come
is.
on.
We're gonna hear
I
about
don't
it this
know Kenny without a cup of coffee,
right.
and the volume's always too high whenever I click on the video.
With his hair messed up, right?
Your wife saying, what are you watching over there?
Hey, let's think about this. You know, we talk so much about flipping the stage, and, you know, when you flip the stage, you pit now before the stage ends, stay out at the end of the stage, maintain some track position. Some undoubtedly probably run it long because you want those stage points. We know how important they are. But this is that, you know, perfect window to be able to pit and then stay out at the end of the stage, because you're going to pit with 6 to go, get a restart with 4 or 5 to go, not a lot of laps on your tires. We'll see what they do here.
Yeah, we've run 18 laps here, and 9 of them have been under caution, so we really haven't had that much racing. Stage 1's almost over. Oh, a little split decision here.
That's right. Well, Allgaier pits, and with that huge points advantage,
No-brainer.
you understand.
Yeah.
Quapple comes with him, a host of others making pit stops here with 6 to go, stage 1. Dylan?
Here's Carson Quapple in with this 9 car. They can do some things differently just to try to get Carson a win. They really want to get him a win in this race car, so Philip Bell going to try to do something a little different than the leaders here. They'll change 4 tires and fuel. Didn't see a chassis adjustment or anything, so maybe happy on the 1, but slow on the left rear, Kim.
And for the 7 of Justin Allgaier, just needs a little bit more grip. Remember, I talked during pre-race, crew chief Andrew Overstreet said our playbook is wide open, so no surprise them taking advantage of this caution right here to flip the stage.
Yeah, Kim, you gave that report prior to the green flag, and they're in a perfect spot to do it. Same for Zilich, who's not running for points. You see him coming off the pit lane. We'll reset the running order and a restart with a short run to end stage 1 when we come back on CW. Dream big and head to your local lottery retailer to get in the game for tonight's estimated Powerball jackpot of $258 million. That'd buy a lot of sets of tires right there, you know.
What do you say, Jamie? You buy us some tickets and we'll split the winnings?
Yeah, we talk about it every week. You just won't see me next week if we win it. Yeah.
It'd be Adam who? If there's ever anyone who knows the value of a good crew, it's the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That's why they want to put the spotlight on the pit crew members that are essential to a race team's success. Here's Kim.
Yeah, let's meet crew chief of the 27, J.C. Umscheid. He's a newer face to the O'Reilly Auto Parts series, but a familiar face in the racing industry. J.C. made the move up to the series this year after spending the better part of the last 10 years in the Craftsman Truck Series. But his initial interest in racing came from his family. His grandpa raced flat track motorcycles. His dad raced pretty much everything. J.C., though, started racing legends. You see there when he was 15, winning the Pro National Championship in 2000. He also raced late models and started a business maintenancing cars. He did that until 2016 when he moved to North Carolina to take a job with Richie Waters. He told me when he moved, he had the goal of being a truck crew chief, but never dreamed he'd make it to this series. So this is more than he could ever ask for. One of the career highlights, though, you saw that last picture of him celebrating. That was winning the 2024 Snowball Derby with Caden Honeycutt in 2024. He felt like that win really opened up a lot of eyes on what he was capable of and led him to this job with Jordan Anderson Racing.
Great stuff, and good to have a guy like that with a growing organization. Congratulations to Jeb, who got married in the offseason. Kim told that story before we went green today. Harrison was officiating, so that was really, really neat to take advantage of the off weekend and keep it all in the family.
For me, knowing JC from my time at Jordan Anderson Racing in the 32 car that Raj is in today, that Snowball Derby is exactly where I put the pieces together, because I remember going down there. Caden Honeycutt was talking about he had this dream team, and he talked about the different teams that came together for that Snowball Derby run that year. And he had ran the Derby for years, but he said this one's going to be different. And then he goes and wins it. Couldn't believe it. And to watch them celebrate that night was really cool from afar. I was watching online, but yeah. Then to get over, the first day I walked into Jordan's shop this year, I was like, oh, I know you.
Well, the Snowball Derby, our general audience, they don't know what that is. But if you're in the racing world, it's one of the biggest late model races you can win, period. Guys spend all week down there trying to win it. It's really fun. Big race to win. It's cool for him to be able to do that.
So here's the reset. Top 12 stayed out. So they're going to run it long here, chase some stage points. Allgaier, the first off the pit lane, was 13th prior to the choose. Ryan Sieg, who was involved in that accident that brought out our second caution of the day, had lost a lap, but he gets the free pass and is back on the lead lap, so that's good for him. And another short run here. They can come down, probably do some more work on that race car if they need to at the end of the stage. 3 laps to go when we get the green flag.
And Taylor Gray took the inside again. It's hard. I think it's hard for him now not to take that, because he's been able to retain the lead the last 2 restarts being down there, but got some new players in the outside. That's Sam Mayer, who looks like has a great car today, and then William Byron behind him in the 88. So we'll see if those two guys can get hooked up and what Brandon Jones decides to do. I don't know that was a move to pass his teammate Taylor Gray going into turn 1, or just try to get some clean air on the nose.
Well, a lot of stage points on the line here, and several drivers inside the top 10 for the restart that came in desperate need of them because they're right around the chase cut line. Pace cars in, 3-lap run to finish this opening stage. Gray controls from the inside, Mayer to his right. We saw the hand out the window, Gray encouraging his teammate to give him a shot from behind and help him into turn 1.
Neither lane is connected, though. We see William Byron getting pushed as Jeremy Clements goes to the inside 3 wide of Brandon Jones.
Clements is right there with him.
Look at that race for the lead, though. Mayer is just going to try to hang on that quarter panel and see if he can. Oh, he's going to be able to stay there. He's going to have the momentum now down that backstretch. Can Byron get to him and give him a little bit of a push?
A little bit of a game of chicken. I mean, who gives going to the tunnel turn that is so tight here at Pocono? Gray inside of Mayer, Byron right behind him. Jones has slid back to 4th.
Yeah, Mayer's not going to give that position up. He's an aggressive driver. Feels like he's in the right position. He's going to race for all he can. If they can just get to the front stretch, he'll be in the preferred position, because most likely, oh, look at the 54 gets a little loose underneath him.
Boy, it's dancing. I mean, Gray's been great at this racetrack, but so is Mayer. 41 on point, 2 to go in the stage.
Great move by Mayer to be able to stay on the outside. Super aggressive driver, willing to put it all on the line right there, and did a good job of staying to the outside. It was all about getting through turn one and being side by side.
Look at Allgaier, came to pit road, got the 4 tires. He's inside the top 5.
It is, and he's most likely going to catch them. But I just got to wonder if you're someone like the 88, did they think tires are going to be worth more in this next stage? You know, even though it's only 2 or 3 laps, tires were a big deal in practice.
What about the race leader, Sam Mayer, Kim?
Yeah, I just want to talk about the aggressiveness we saw in that restart from Sam, because he told me before the race, he said, look, in years past, you could make passes in the tunnel. Not this time, though, he said, because the balance today for so many drivers is so bad, they have to go kind of a little bit slower. So he said the place to go on to pass is on restarts, and he said, you've got to be willing to be mean to people today.
Yeah, great battle for the lead. 1 to go, opening stage, brought to you by Credit One Bank. Side by side for the top spot, headed to turn 1.
Mayer missed the bottom right there in the middle of 3. Gray very disciplined. Oh, Mayer overdrove now the entry to turn 1. It's going to put Taylor Gray in a perfect position.
Did not see that happening, but William Sawalich in the wall in turn 1.
Oh, look at this. Connor Zilic around. Caution is out to end the stage. Boy, you talk about good timing. Gray able to make the pass. You know, if he doesn't get there, he might not get the stage victory. Now he will, those 10 points, and he came in on the chase bubble. This is really, really big for driver 54.
The one had actually pitted, was back there battling with, I think the 18 had pitted as well. Those guys on tires trying to fight and get some of that track position back.
Sawalich, who had been top 5 in the last 3 races. First time in his career he had 3 consecutive top 5s.
Yeah, it's pretty good damage. It doesn't look like it from the left side, but I think if we get a shot of the right side of that car, the deck lid, the spoiler, all that stuff is pushed down.
Good news, bad news for Joe Gibbs Racing. The bad news is William Sawalich has damage. Good news is Taylor Gray wins the stage. His first stage victory of the season and his first here at Pocono.
It's hard to say where we came on right there exactly what happened. Both of those cars extremely high down in turn 1, kind of early in the corner. Got to think someone got loose and slid up the racetrack. Yeah, we just don't have a good perspective of that. Oh, they're like, stay high, stay high, stay high.
Wild stage 1 in the Poconos. 4 cautions in all. Taylor Gray survives and wins, getting the green-white checkered flag. Stage 1 done at Pocono. Let's go to Progressive Pit Road and Dillon.
Taylor Gray will hit his marks. They were too fast on their pace laps when they were doing pit road speed, so Jason Ratcliffe reminding Taylor of that. Gray said the car was pretty good. Turn 1 was maybe their weakest. He missed the pit box there, overshot it, but Gray said that the turn 1 was maybe their weakest of the 3. He was tight on exit and landing in that corner, Kim.
You see Sam Mayer second from the bottom, said not bad at all, just fighting a little bit tight off. They will make a chassis and air pressure adjustment. William Byron, bottom of your screen, an adjustment there. He said, I need more lateral, but please, I don't want to get too tight for fresh tires, Goodyear fuel.
And now we get the race off Progressive. Now we get the race off Progressive Pit Road. Brandon Jones going to get it done. +3 for him, +1 for Byron. And Taylor Gray -7 in that exchange. So you double up on the negativity here. You lose the track position because you run it long. You lose even more when you slide through your pit box. Allgaier are going to be the race leader for the restart when we come back. NASCAR on the CW is brought to you by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. Progressive Insurance. Get in the savings lane today. Visit progressive.com. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Back at Pocono as we head into the next stage. It's the perfect time to slow things down with Arby's new Slow Smoke Barbecue. While it's all about speed on the track, Arby's is doing barbecue the opposite way. Smoke low, slow, and worth the wait. The Arby's barbecue sandwich comes loaded with pulled pork or chopped brisket, paired with your choice of sweet or spicy barbecue sauce. Scan the QR code. Arby's, we have the meats. Let's go back to the caution that came out wrapping up the stage.
You see right here, Anthony Alfredo is actually on the bottom of the Sawalich and Connor Zilic. It doesn't look to me like Alfredo does anything wrong. You see he's just right there on the yellow line. You see William looks like maybe gets loose, maybe hits a bump, loses the front end a little bit, and ends up getting into the one. We've got some 18 radio, a little bit of frustration on their end.
Check up here, check up here. All right, you're clear for the one. Caution is out. Mother, can't help himself.
Well, it's really hard for us to understand what happened in the straightaway before that put them in that position. Where it came on for us, it looked to me like the 18 got into the one, but obviously something might have happened a little bit earlier in that lap for them to be frustrated with Connor Zilic.
So Taylor Gray slides through his pit. William Sawalich has problems on track. And equipment interference for Brandon Jones, who had won the race off pit road. Now, he wasn't going to be in the lead, right, because so many guys stayed out that had pitted there at lap 19 prior to the end of the stage. But you get a penalty here, and it just even further compromises your track position. Short run, stage 2, only 20 laps after everything cycles. Allgaier, the control car, takes the inside lane.
Yeah, it's been the preferred line all day long. However, Mayer did get the lead on the older tires on that last restart. Look at William Byron on the inside. They're 4 wide now heading down into turn 1. He has those fresh tires. He's going to try to capitalize on them as much as he can.
Alfredo's up there, and look at Carson Kvapil, outside lane. Oh, I thought he was going to get there. Not quite. Allgaier not going away down low. This is going to be really good as we come down the Long Pond straightaway and go to turn 2.
Oh, and the difference in this and what we saw earlier is these two guys are teammates. They're going to have to race just a little bit cleaner than the others did, but I thought Carson did a great job opening up that entry. I think Allgaier gave him a little more room. Nice job by the teammates.
That's your car, Ross.
It looks good. My car looked like the 7, the Carolina Carport Chevy, but yes, the 9, Carson Kvapil into the lead. Philip Bell, I know him well. He is excited on top of that pit box right now.
Great dude, and it's so hard to do it part-time, but he's done an excellent job. A couple of victories this year.
Should be really fun to watch. The 88, you see him back there in 8th position right now. Going to be one of the first cars that just pitted on the new tires. Even though they're only 2 or 3 laps newer, the 88 is all over the place right there. Looks really loose on low air pressure. But we're going to see big discrepancy in just 2 or 3 laps on tires. Even though this is going to be a little shorter of a stage with 19 to go, I think Byron has a chance of getting back up there.
Because he got a good restart and is plus some spots from where he started, I like being a little loose. It didn't kill him on the restart. William Byron able to manage it. We'll see how these two shake out with Jeb and Anthony in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, Parker Retzloff doing a great job. We talk about Alfredo, the Viking duo. Jeb Burton's right there, and here comes Byron.
Look at the grip of those new tires. Just being a few laps fresher is able to clear him. That's a big pass to make because now he's going to get a little bit of a draft off Anthony Alfredo going down. His mindset will shift now of getting up to him in turn 1 and trying to make the pass into the tunnel turn.
You look at 2 cars that pitted there. William Byron into 5th, into clear track. On the other side of it, Sam Mayer, the 41 car, a car contending for the win, almost won the stage, back in 16th place right now, just off the right side of our screen.
I mean, look at Taylor Gray. You win the stage, you slide through your pit box, you use the track position, lose the track position when those other guys stay out, but he's already worked his way back inside the top 10. He's 8th now.
Great shot right there of teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing right there, Taylor Gray and Brent Cruz. And Cruz could have made that 3 wide, but he opted just to kind of bump draft his teammate through. They both cleared Jeb Burton, both in a better position now.
Harrison Burton having a great day inside the top 15. 44, that bright red, yellow, and blue car. Brennan Poole inside the top 15. talk about the teammates from Junior Motorsports, but I give a nod to Austin Hill. You know, they had a stretch where they, had a run of top fives.
Oh, Austin Hill's super loose right there.
Exactly go their way at Nashville, and boy, I feel like I cursed him because I was ready to sell him maybe to get the race lead, and it got away from him coming off of turn 1. Retzloff going to take advantage.
We can see so many cars get loose right there. Austin does a nice job of saving it.
Let's get a report. Austin Hill in the 21, Kim.
Yeah, before he made his first stop, he was reporting extremely loose. Felt like an entirely different car or racetrack. Could not manage or lean on the right rear. They did make adjustments, but after that stop, remember they flipped stage 1. Here's what he had to say about being on older tires. Take a listen.
It does seem like tires matter pretty good today, so I'm all for whatever strategies we got to play to get the best result we can. From having to be on too much defense, like this is what we're on right now is perfect. I wouldn't want to be many more laps.
You want to be on defense or offense here?
Do I get a good restart or not?
I'm guessing offense for Chastain, and Allgaier is on the offense right now, driving around the 9. 7's got it wound up. This is what you talked about earlier, Jamie. Just give me a few laps. Maybe it doesn't happen early in the run, but this guy is so late as the run continues.
Yeah, and I mean, Justin's 40 years old. He's wise. The reason he's won so many races this year, 4 wide right there, getting into turn 3. He just makes good decisions. I think he could have pushed the issue a little bit earlier in that run. That's his teammate. We saw him not racing too hard through the tunnel turn, got back in line. Once they got separated a little bit, he knew Carson wasn't going to race him as hard as if there's multiple cars lined up right behind him.
Ollie's onboard camera giving you a front row seat of what it's like to go into turn 1 at Pocono.
I sold Byron being on those fresher tires, but Byron's cars went away right here. His lap times have really faded. I know he's in a little bit of traffic, but he's not able to drive up through the field like we thought he was going to. We heard Austin Hill reference tires make a big difference today, but track position still playing key.
Byron's second in line of those drivers that came down and got tires at the end of the stage. And this move was key for Justin Allgaier to get ahead of the curve and take the lead. 8th straight Pocono race where Allgaier has led, but he's never been to victory lane at this place. Saw it side by side. Caution number 5 is out here at Pocono. 92 is Leland Honeyman. Patrick Staropoli, the doctor, also involved in this one, making his first start here at Pocono.
What a day it's been between practice and qualifying, all the issues we saw there, and then this race trying to get played out.
Yeah, as we get down into turn 3 here, 92 car Leland already loose and up the track, touching the side of the 48, but contact from the 44. Hard to tell from that angle. If we can get another view of it, looked like the back of the 92 car moved from contact late in the slide, but man.
Yeah, and Staropoli just kind of an innocent victim being on the outside of all those guys.
Most cautions through 40 laps ever at Pocono.
Taylor Gray
how
on
about
pit
this?
road.
I wondered where
I don't know about being on that island by yourself.
I mean, there's going to be 11 to go in the stage when he comes down and gets his service, Dylan.
Yeah, so they had made good progress on those tires despite the penalty on the new tires. It broken inside the top 10. So I think the thinking here for Jason Ratcliffe, it would be to obviously just run this out at the end of stage 2. Don't pit at the end of stage 2. And then run it to your window in stage 3, which is about lap 63 to 65 maybe, and then make your final stop, and then you can get to the end. So maybe just a strategy move here to try to get some track position back for the 54.
Dylan makes a great point right there. The fact that they had that penalty, they're in a different position, right, than some of these other guys. They lost a lot of that track position. I like Jason Ratcliffe taking a chance here, trying to put his guy back up front when they need to.
I just wonder how hard do you run here? Do you just take care of those tires last 10 laps of the stage so they're a little fresher for the restart to begin the final stage? Caution number 5 at Pocono.
Pulling out either way, so
Welcome back, Long Pond, Pennsylvania, Pocono Raceway. It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series live on CW, getting ready for a restart. Justin Allgaier, the race leader, takes the outside lane. Here's Starkey Radio.
All right, what lane do you want to take here? Because I think the 00 is pulling out either way. So if you take the top, maybe you can get clear and not have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I just don't know what the right answer is here.
I don't think with the situation we're in, points-wise, you're not going to get a lot of helpers on your end.
The outside is a safer place. When you're on the inside, you know you're most likely going to, you have the better chance of getting put 3 wide. Being the outside is a safer place, at least until you get down to turn 1.
Taylor Gray came back topped off. He restarts 30th.
We'll be ready.
10 to go in the stage. And now 9 as we come across the start-finish line. 9 laps to finish the second stint of the race.
See that bottom, how they all fanned out. It'll lose a little bit of energy for the 9 car on the inside. As you see, even Creed almost gets up beside Carson Kvapil here through turn 1.
Nice jump for Allgaier to get the top spot, control this race.
Carson Kvapil going to fight back right there to Sheldon Creed. We'll see what they decide to do when they get to the tunnel turn. I think Sheldon will be aggressive right here. And he falls back in line.
Trouble further back, 1 car around, entering the tunnel turn. Hard to see who that was.
There's the caution.
That was Jason Ratcliffe we heard right there talking to his driver Taylor Gray. They're off strategy. Obviously had that pit penalty earlier. Love it hearing him coming on right away as soon as the caution comes out. They know they're close on their window.
But here's what I would also say. This is great for them in regard to those tires, right?
Absolutely.
Because now, I mean, you referenced this during break. I mean, Ross, anything you don't have to do to burn up those tires, and it helps you on that restart when everyone else has come down and gotten stickers. Patrick Emmerling was the 38 car that we had an issue with. So good in the modifieds, 4th in the championship chase there. Makes a handful of starts here in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and this weekend driving a 3rd car for Team Sieg.
Looks like he's pulling back up, maybe to have a little discussion with somebody.
Curious to see how he spun through the tunnel without hitting anything. 3 wide, Jamie.
Oh, a little contact from Brennan Poole right there.
Great job by
spun all the way
Custard.
around. Yeah, they had slowed down so much because when you go through there, when you get back in the pack like that, everybody checks up so much. You're not carrying quite as much speed.
The bull.
The bull is the bull is being the bull today.
One of those things, though. Blaine Perkins to the bottom of Brennan. Now Brennan's got his eyes over to the left. Now Patrick squeezes down.
Yeah, I don't.
One of those racing
this
things.
wasn't I don't think intentional by any means on Brennan. It's just everybody trying to funnel down into this extremely hairy, bumpy, like edgy corner tunnel turn.
Pit road is going to be open here. And now, the plot kind of thickens on, being that much closer to Connecticut, feeling good about where you are in regard to your window for that final stage when everybody's going to have to make one more pit stop. Had 3 sets of sticker tires laying. So if you make a pit stop here, you'll have another sticker set waiting for you when you make that final stop of the day in that last stage.
I know I said it 3 cautions ago, but it is a crazy day here.
It has been.
It has been in practice, qualifying. You see all of them now coming. This is going to play definitely into the 54's hand.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to gain a ton of track position here. Some stay out, including Brent Cruz. He needs points. We'll see how it plays for him. They're in front of you, Dylan.
Carson Kvapil is in the 9, said that he was better when they fired off after that first stop than they were on the first run of the day, but the balance has gone away a little bit. Tight is the report for him. Saw the chassis adjustment there. Sheldon Creed right at the screen said he was a little free when he lands in the center, but tight in turns 1 and 2. They'll go around, change 4 tires, and add fuel for the 00.
And for Justin Allgaier, he said entry is neutral to free. Exit, though, on the tight side, slight adjustment for the 7 cars. They take tires and fuel.
Sanchez among those drivers that comes down here and gets service inside of 10 laps to go in the stage. Patrick Staropoli gets the free pass. He'll be on the lead lap. Race leader is Brent Cruz. Going to be inside of 5 laps to go, stage 2, when we come back to Pocono. Closed captioning for today's race brought to you by Cerakote, the top detailers in the world. Trust Cerakote, shouldn't you? Told you going to break, Brent Cruz would be the race leader. He stays out. He's not the only one. Top 8 stayed out here. And make it the top 7. Sanchez and Allgaier, the first 2 that came off the pit lane there. How about this? Allgaier's been on all sides of this strategy. Hard to imagine he doesn't get stage points again like this. He just inherits points in every situation. I mean, they're growing on the tree in his backyard. It's unbelievable to me. And there you see Taylor Gray back there, about row 4. He was 8th prior to the choose, going to start in the inside lane.
If you're Allgaier, though, you are just trying to keep your fenders clean. There could be more chaos here as we take the green.
There will be more chaos. We know that for sure.
There will. So if you're Justin Allgaier, you're the veteran, you're experienced, just trying to keep that Chevy intact.
And Adam, this will be more chaotic than we've seen because we've got some cars up here that haven't been up front all day long. Huge discrepancy in some of these first few cars versus some that are about 6th or 8th back.
And huge points opportunity for a guy like Cruz who came in below the chase cut line. 5 laps to go, stage 2. Cruz outside lane, getting with it in the 19.
Cruz got a nice jump, but he's not going to have any help behind him. It looks to me like Retzloff's going to have the run down into turn 1 to see if he's able to clear him right here.
Does he take it?
Oh, he doesn't.
He does.
It's close. He gets it. Great job.
Jeremy Clements up there, part of that group. Parker Retzloff. I mean, here is a kid that just gets better and better, coming to a track where he's not enjoyed great success, but having a good time today, although this far from over is the 19 peeking inside.
Retzloff does
the short shoot.
Yeah, Retzloff did a nice job right there. He saw Brent kind of sneak to the inside, took a big arc though, was able to get a great exit off of that corner and put himself back in a good position.
I would love to tell you about all the oh, look out. Got one out of line. Kyle Sieg, 28.
We stay green so far.
Wow.
He's going to be able to get to pit road, I think.
That's huge, right? Because, I mean, you're talking about ending the stage. If the caution comes out there, you would get the green and white checkered flag. Instead, he keeps it off the wall. We stay green.
Look at Allgaier going to be able to sneak to the inside. We got another car into the wall.
Nick Sanchez. He's one of those drivers that pitted there on this last
flat,
caution.
I think he's got a left front flat tire. I saw some debris maybe come off of that car.
Here, so we're coming to pit road.
Man, you hate that for Sanchez getting an opportunity to get back in the series. Austin Green's going to be back in that car the next 2 weeks.
Loose.
Oh, Allgaier dancing big time. Teammate right inside of him.
See Kyle Sieg almost gets a little bit into Brandon Jones and then maybe got a little bit of help from behind. Locks the brakes up, is able to keep it off of the wall. And then Sanchez, I think he had a flat tire is what pushed him up. He knew that on the straightaway, slowed down, ran a little high. He's been able to get back to pit road. Got a great battle, though, for the lead right here. Retzloff doing a good job holding off the 19 of Brent Cruz.
First time Retzloff has led laps this year, but look out. He's going to go to second. It might happen this time by. Here is Cruz working the inside.
I don't think he's got him cleared yet, though. 99's going to fight back. Oh, he's not going to be able to be there.
Boy, great job for Cruz to be patient. You lose the lead on the restart, but you hang in there and eventually get him back. It'll be 2 to go on the stage when we come back this time.
You mentioned it, Allgaier, and those stage points. Up to 4th already. Again, just accumulating so many points every single weekend. Putting themselves in a great position again to be able to go on and win this event.
The car he just passed, Rajah Caruth, bouncing between that 32 car and cars over at Junior Motorsports.
So hard.
Continuing, though, to fight towards the cut line. And I'm not a fan of points as they run at all because so much can change. But we just know as a whole body of work, he's putting himself in position to make a run into the playoffs. And then he gets more races over at Junior Motorsports later in the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good opportunity for him to have some consistency and management of the 2 different race teams and 2 different cars this year has been really, really impressive. Talking about Rajah Caruth.
I had him pick up a seat insert from me from JAR and drive it down to JRM for me one time because I couldn't make it to Statesville and he was headed up there. So it's we're both juggling a lot between the 2 teams.
Great kid, student of the game. Off of turn 3. We'll get the white flag here for stage 2. 1 lap to go in this second stint of the race, brought to you by Credit One Bank. Brent Cruz out front.
Brent Cruz is checked out. Fastest car on the track, though. 7 to Justin Allgaier, we know, on a little bit better tires. See how hard he pushes the situation right here. As Retzloff misses that corner, got in a little bit hot. He's going to lose all of his momentum now down the straightaway. See if Justin's able to get to his inside. Justin's trying to balance how hard do I push these tires, knowing he's going to stay out. Maybe he'll be content right here to run in third. It's going to depend on how good of an exit right here Retzloff can get.
Brent Cruz, 18 years old, missed 4 races early in the year because he hadn't yet celebrated his 18th birthday, but he's been so impressive. You wonder when that first win is going to come, because he's been knocking on the door. Had never been to Pocono, never seen this track until this morning, but he's going to win the stage. It's his second career stage victory. He also won stage 1 at Watkins Glen last month. Allgaier does get second from Retzloff. Caruth, Byron, the top 5. Other drivers getting points. Mayer, Clements, Alfredo, Quapple did as well. Now what happens in regard to strategy? Find out when we return to Pocono. NASCAR on the CW is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people. Progressive, save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com. And by KFC, it's finger licking good. Back at Pocono, all ready for the final stage. Now we do our golden moment, brought by Golden Corral. Whole lot going on in this race today. And I mean, like you look at this young driver in Brent Cruz and everything he's been put through, and because of the cycles today, you get in a lot of different positions, but ultimately you get a little track position, you got a chance to go make it happen. He does and gets the victory in the stage.
Points are points. They give points right now, same as the end of the race. He went and took them.
And you said it, Adam, as he was passing Retzloff for the lead. Young driver, super patient though. Done a great job, very mature for his age, and shows why he's in that car.
He's not 18. I mean, his birth certificate says
mentally
he's 18.
Not
but
18.
Yeah,
no.
it is impressive. I watched him get out of the car today after practice. I was down on pit road when you were working practice today, you and Dylan. And you know what? He got out and had his debrief with engineers and Seth Chafka. Trevor Bain was over there. And it's just so cool just to stand back. You don't have to hear it, and I wouldn't know what they're talking about anyway. But just the body language of how everybody handles that situation.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of experience there too. Young driver, but these guys today, it's different. I mean, he's been racing since he was 5. Races every single weekend. Really impressed.
So this is where things are going to get shaken up with the strategy. Those guys that stayed out, those that had already pitted, 19 leading down those that need service here, Dylan.
And Connor Zilic in the 4th in line will be the first to peel off there. Said he was loose in, plowing tight on throttle. They debated staying out here just to try to make it 2-stop, but wanted to get on offense and make their race car a little bit better. Parker Retzloff said he needs the front to react quicker, but the back of the car to not be any looser. They're going to go to work on the 99, Kim.
Rajat Karuth in that 32 said good entry now. Still a little snug, so would like to be freed up to help late center. And you see Brent Cruz there on the bottom, building too tight, so they will take a small adjustment to keep him turning now that he'll be in traffic.
These are scheduled stops as everyone comes off Progressive Pit Road. And now, you know, everyone's not level because some are in a better position on fuel, some on a better position in regard to tires, but everybody has to make one more pit stop in this final stage. We go green, final stage of the race next. Beautiful Saturday in Pocono, but unfortunately the weather on Sunday doesn't look great. So NASCAR said we're going to move up the start of the race, scheduled 3 o'clock Eastern time, now going green around 1. It's NASCAR on Prime. Coverage begins at noon. Make a note of it, Ross. You got to come in early to work tomorrow, okay, buddy?
That's all right. I'm staying right across the street at the Villages. I'll just jog right over.
All right, there you go. And now our stage break brought to you by Arby's. Let's go to Carla Metz.
Yeah, Adam, a relaxed Carson Quapple is a good Carson Quapple, and he went to the beach over the offseason, got caught up on some late model work as he's getting ready to run some Cars Tours races later this year as well. But another thing that he's really relaxed about is switching between all these different rides, right? He's in the 1, the 9, the 91 all through this season. And he told me this week where he's maybe reluctant to talk about it before. He told me, honestly, I'm used to it now. He said it's really not weird after working with this group of guys, especially in this 9 car. And he said the plus is now I only have 2 races left in Sonoma and Chicagoland outside of the 1. You got to wonder, Adam, if he's peaking at the right time to get back in the 1 for the rest of the season.
I know we've been saying it, but this guy is going to win. There's no doubt it's going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. But based on what Connor Zillage told us earlier, I think he's glad he's not in the 1 today.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Brent Cruz runs it long, wins the stage, gets his service. He was 18th prior to the choose, to give you an idea of where those guys are in the cycle. We said it, everybody going to have to make one more pit stop. Allgaier, Byron up front, Mayer and Alfredo a part of that mix. And Kim talking about, or Carla rather, talking about Carson Quapple. He's back there in the 3rd row with Sheldon Creed.
You got to think at some point we're going to get a long run, get some, continuous laps in. Is that time now, or does the chaos continue?
Yeah, I mean, 7 cautions today. 22 different cars have had an issue between practice, qualifying, and the race. Here we go, final stage at Pocono. Junior Motorsports owns the front row.
Mayer is all over the back of Justin Allgaier. You see he's going to push him down. Hopefully both of them can clear the 88 as now he gets to his inside.
Push him out, drive by him. Not done yet. 7's got it wound up outside. Mayer not going away. The battle for the lead is on off of turn 1.
Yeah, he has a great run. You see Allgaier's going to chase him down, side draft a little bit here, but we saw how aggressive Sam Mayer was earlier in the race. As he was racing for the lead, you got to think he's going to be the same way right here.
Both of these drivers have been a runner-up at Pocono. Neither has been to victory lane at this place. 7 all clear. Allgaier leads, Mayer 2nd, Alfredo in 3rd. Outstanding job by him.
Their weekend continues. Practice, they were good. Qualifying, they were good. Anthony Alfredo, the 96 team is having an epic day. You see a little contact right there.
Like Brandon Jones with a little kiss off the corner. Taylor Gray's been through so many different transitions today, but he's inside the top 10.
You referenced Brent Cruz having to start all the way back in 18th. You see him getting his inside of his teammate past 4 cars on that first lap.
Well, you got sticker tires here, a little bit of an advantage. You want to go take advantage early in the run as we see Mayer getting to the inside of Allgaier. And some debris on the front side of the 41 here.
You got to think if the temperatures go up, he's going to have to, hopefully a spotter or crew chief, someone's going to tell him so he can suck up to that car in front, get the air to get disturbed and get that debris off.
7th bumper, we got a little debris on our grill.
There it is right there. Great information from his team as Anthony Alfredo has different plans and he gets to the inside of Sam Mayer.
You worry about the debris. Alfredo said, I'll get 2nd. I mean, what a dogfight at the front here.
Anthony Alfredo continuing to flex the muscle of Viking Motorsports. Sam Mayer wanted to follow the 7, but then you have no downforce, Jamie.
Right.
And that debris is still there. And you know what? I start thinking about overheating and the issues that can come with that. And it just reminds me of all of the problems that 41 car has had throughout the year.
Yeah, and he'll get a good run right here. You saw it right there fly off.
Boom,
he did a good job running a little wide through 1 and 2. He let Alfredo go, but then had a good run down the backstretch to get rid of it. You said it though, Ross. When you have the debris on the front, you're like, wow, a lot of grip all of a sudden, but the engine temps will just skyrocket with the little openings that these guys have on the grills. Honestly, it looks to me like Alfredo's wanting to go for the lead right here. Got a great car today.
I mean, it's just incredible how impressive they've been.
Anthony Alfredo driving up, competing with the powerhouse teams, Junior Motorsports, Haas Factory team in the top 3. Josh Graham is crew chief leading this 96 car. And it's you can really flip a coin if it's him or Parker that's going to be the fastest one. They've been really consistent. They qualified right next to each other today, earlier.
Woohoo! Packs a little air right there.
Mayer to the inside, gets the second spot back. And here comes Mayer's teammate, Sheldon Creed, 00, making it happen.
I jinxed him. He lost grip as soon as I talked.
We've all done it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony.
Hey, when you're right in front of a Cup regular and a series champ, that's not bad. Alfredo back there in front of William Byron. It's time to go full throttle with Sound Gear. Wherever sound is a problem, Sound Gear has the solution. Scan the QR code to learn more at soundgear.com. Turn it up.
Safety gap running over here. And low, clear. He's working a top, 2 back, just showing at 20.
And this has just been very intense to begin the final stage. 40 laps to go. Anybody's guess how it's going to shake with still one more pit stop to come. And you look inside the top 10, we were celebrating Brent Cruz and what he had done since the restart, having fresher tires. The best guy, though, on that strategy right now, when you look at the running order, is Jeremy Clements, who is a T2 pitted at lap 53, having an outstanding day.
Yeah, we saw him up front earlier. And then I lost track of him, where he was at through all the cycles. Like you said, Jamie, it was so confusing throughout the day of who was on what tire sets and how much fuel they have. But Jeremy Clements driving forward with these fresh tires.
Well, fastest car on the track last lap was the 51 of Jeremy Clements. You see right there behind him another driver on that same strategy. Started all the way back in 18th on this restart. Brent Cruz working his way back to the front.
Two of the power movers presented by Powerball right here. This is for 8th. Cruz gets by. Gray up in front of him. What about Dylan? Dylan, what about the 54 car? Man, he's really been all over the place today.
Yeah, and we'll make this a Toyota driver update on the driver of the 54. So you said it, Adam. They had that overshooting of the stall in stage 1 when they pitted from the lead, which cost them a ton of track position. But the car has been really good. Taylor's been able to march back inside the top 10 pretty consistently every run. The thing that's going to be interesting here as we get close to the final stops is just when everybody pits. They pitted for a top off of fuel, the 54 did on lap 40. Everybody in front of them, 1st through 6th, pitted on lap 43. And then you've got some guys behind them that pitted on lap 53. So there's a lot of different things to consider here. You want to pit later because it makes your tires better at the end of the race, but you don't want to pit too late and get caught out by a yellow or something. So lots of things for these crew chiefs to decide and make a decision on when you want to pit for the final time today.
Oh,
Great
the
report
19
there.
hanging on right there,
Big
Adam.
time. Yeah, 51 Jeremy Clements got by. 19 continues to dance. Cruz loses another one here to Connor Zillich. Pit stops coming up. When does it happen? 38 laps to go. Justin Allgaier, the race leader. In the midst of our longest green flag run of the day for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series here at Pocono, Allgaier leads Mayer. That's the way it was when we went to break. It's the way it is now that we've returned. But boy, they've been trading blows the whole time.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. I feel like the 41, look at that. You see how much lower he can get in the corner, get that left front fender, pack a little air on the 7 right here. He's been in position and been inside of Justin multiple times. Most of the time, though, it's been in the tunnel turn. And Justin's been able to prevail on the outside. I'm going to say right here, 41's going to be in a little better position. Drive off down to the corner, try to slide up and clear him right here. Oh, he's going to be able to get there, right there. Allgaier tried to push it to his outside, but Mayer clears him. Great pass right there from Mayer to the lead.
33 to go.
Half up, don't give him the outside, get into 2. You beat us there twice. Still clear to the wall.
There you go.
He's beat us there twice, Jamie. We were talking about that during break. Twice the 41 had position. The 7 rolled back around him in turn 2. You didn't think that would be the case if it was 5 laps to go.
I thought we'd have a little different race if it was just a few laps to go. But something interesting that's happened today that you don't typically see at a track like this, no one's been able to get away. And not just this battle that we see for the lead with Mayer and Allgaier, but even back in the pack, we saw Alfredo and William Byron swapping those positions back and forth. Typically, once a car gets out front, they can drive away.
Jeremy Clements gets another one here.
Starting to see some cars hit the pit lane further back in the field. Jeb Burton was on last time, and Sammy Smith on pit road now.
Yeah, the window is open with 32 to go. Dylan talked about how you manage it. You want tires on the front side, or do you want to get them on the back side of the run, pit a little bit later? What's going on, Dylan?
54 and 9 have opted for the front side of the window, and they are pitted nose to tail here, so everybody's got to have smooth service, at least the 54 does. Taylor said he was at the limit of the front tires, but slipping the right rear when he puts wheel into it. For the 9 of Carson Quapple, simply put, he was plowing tight behind the wheel of that race car.
32 to go, lap 68 is when these drivers make their scheduled green flag pit stop.
We'll have to watch those cars because they were only 6 or 8 seconds behind, and there's going to be about a 2-second lap time difference as Allgaier gets a big run right there. Is he able to get to the inside right here of Mayer? I think he's going to.
And here's the other thing to think about. You can pit here and not lose a lap, but you got to be within like 17 seconds of the race leader when you do it. So you saw those drivers coming off. They stay on the lead lap as Allgaier retakes control of this race.
For a second.
And now Mayer looks to the inside. This has been unbelievable. I said it in the midst of our longest green flag run of the day, and the racing has just been remarkable.
I love the O'Reilly cars, Jamie.
It's incredible that the leader can't check out. It's almost like when they get out front, they get too loose. You see right here, Allgaier's going to put the pressure back on Sam Mayer, but it's been back and forth all day long throughout the field.
Scheduled stop, 99. Parker Retzloff comes at lap 69.
Justin's really working that little bit higher groove, and you referenced the traction compound that was down years ago. It's almost like he's been able to find a little bit of speed there, but it takes time and some courage to want to move out there if you've been committed to the bottom all day long like we've seen so many guys today.
Sheldon Creed making his stop here, Dylan.
Yeah, he was running third and was free to the center of the corner. The only place he was tight, he felt like, was in the tunnel turn. So he asked for a track bar adjustment here just to give him some security. We'll see if they do that. 4 tires and fuel, and there is the wrench in the back window for the 00.
See the hand out the window of the 7 car. He's waving Jeb Burton off, who is already pitted. Justin Allgaier signaling to the car behind him he will be pitting this time.
Hoping he can get there 1 lap early from Sam Mayer.
Wow, look at that. That thing almost got away from Allgaier. Yeah, Jeb Burton had made the stop, had gone a lap down in the exchange, and that's why he's racing with these 2 front runners.
Sam Mayer stays on the track, decides to run another lap. Is this going to be the cycle?
This will be. If they have the same pit stop, the 7 will leapfrog in front of the 41. You got to think the 41 is going to come the next time by. It's almost a 1.5 to 2 seconds lap time difference, Kim.
And for Justin Allgaier, that balance going away from him this run. He reported to the team free exit, super free in, so looking for a little bit more stability. Remember, he's got the final pit stall before the exit of pit road. Long ways to go on this front straightaway. 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Sunoco fuel is the call, along with that slight adjustment air pressure-wise.
You look at the map, top left of your screen, Sheldon Creed making his way down the front straightaway. Allgaier in that #1 pit stall gets the exit. And now we watch the blend.
And Jeb Burton could play a big role in this as well. Just if he's able to hold those guys up or hold Sam Mayer up, if he gets by him, that'll hurt his overall lap time through the cycle of this.
And look at the cycle here as Sheldon Creed comes by. Now Sam Mayer makes his pit stop. Here he is, Kim.
And for Sam Mayer, crew chief Jason Trincheri had told me before the race he was pretty committed to pitting the final time closer to straight up to give his driver a little bit of a tire advantage with the fall off they've seen today. But what a great run he's had so far for a driver who did not like his car in practice. In fact, they said they felt like they had a bad set of tires in practice, went to their baseline. Right now, just a little tight to fire off 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel. You see Anthony Alfredo there on the right side of your screen, just a little tight, but he did say shifting helps.
See Justin Allgaier coming off turn 3. Got Sheldon Creed right there in front of him. There's Mayer trying to blend.
So there goes the 0-0 of Creed into turn 1. He's being scored on track right now as Creed 12th, but everybody in front of him is going to have to make a pit stop, and he is the best of those drivers that have come on. And if you look back behind him, you see Mayer and Allgaier nose to tail. That would be for second and third on track once everything cycles, as long as the caution doesn't come out here.
Yeah, and that one lap pitting earlier has leapfrogged the 41 to be, just a little bit farther ahead of him.
Well, he was already ahead.
Right.
Justin Allgaier was not able to leapfrog the 41. Very surprising. And it's so hard to say what it was. Was it getting onto pit road? I got called out by my pit crew today, by my crew chief today, for not doing my green flag entry hard enough and entering fast enough. It's so much, and Justin Allgaier not quite able to take advantage of those new tires.
Seeing a few other guys make pit stops. You look at the green flag cycle. Sheldon Creed was 2.5 seconds back when he made his pit stop at lap 70. Jonathan Toney making the call to get him in. They execute. They've now taken advantage, and they have cycled back up inside the top 10. What will be the lead trio when everybody else makes their stop? It's cycled now to Brent Cruz leading. He gives up the top spot and makes his scheduled stop, lap 74, Kim.
And Adam on this run struggled at the beginning of the run, but then came on the radio right before they pitted and says got really good these last couple of laps after lacking speed at the front end of this run. So just that car needs green flag laps to build to where the driver needs it. Brent taking 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel, minimal adjustments.
You look at Sheldon Creed, where he is in the running order. Got a nice advantage over those guys behind him that would be racing him for position. And I just think about what they were able to do earlier this year. It was like, when is this guy going to finally get to victory lane? Executed big time late, gets the checkered flag at Atlanta. He's in a really good position when you think about the chase standings, having a career year, and now trying to finish things off here at Pocono. He'll be the leader maybe once things cycle through, because Mayer is right there behind him now.
Mayer was almost a second a lap faster. I think Creed must have had some lap traffic or had a moment on that last lap, because really slow lap time the last time by. We'll look at the difference in the closing rate right here as they come off turn 3.
When you think about Allgaier, who might be sitting in the catbird seat, because you have to feel like Mayer and Creed are going to race each other fairly friendly, maybe because they're teammates. Does that open the door for Allgaier to pull up and make a run at him?
4/10 that last time by that Mayer was quicker than Sheldon Creed. Can't imagine this is going to be much of a fight. As you see right there, Creed, the back of that car moving around. That 41 looks solid in the racetrack. He's going to have really good momentum right here off of turn 1, heading down into the tunnel turn.
They're racing for 6th right now. It will be for the race lead when the top 5 make their pit stops.
If you watch that 41 just a little bit lower, look at the momentum. He's not overdriving the entry. He's going to have some momentum here. Let's see what he decides to do as they get down to turn 3. Doesn't overdrive it again. Watch him get to the throttle right here, though. Carries the momentum through the middle, the back of the 0-0, moving around. Creed is struggling right now.
Well, and that's big for Mayer, because there was never any side-by-side, right? Drove right through and didn't open the door for Allgaier, who's now looking outside for what will be second crossover move to turn 1.
I thought Allgaier was going to have the momentum that he needed right there. He is going to be able to get by him right here on the inside.
Going to be side by side off the corner, though. This is exactly what Sam Mayer wants to see. With 4 cars still left on the track, left to pit, he wants to see these 2 racing behind him.
Absolutely, and Creed's going to put a fight up right here. I just don't know that his car is capable of doing that for long. Hasn't quite had the speed these 2 long and on just a little bit older tires.
Great execution by Creed and that team, but unfortunately can't sustain it. Sam Mayer will take over the race lead when the top 4 pit. He's 5th right now with 24 to go. $16 lead changes today for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series at Pocono. That's a track record. The man out front right now, Harrison Burton, he got by Ryan Sieg while we were away. Those guys are going to have to make a pit stop, though. We'll get a 17th lead change whenever they do. And guys like Mayer and Allgaier are just waiting in the wings.
But these 2 up front, Harrison and Ryan, just looking for a caution. Just
Absolutely.
looking for that big tire advantage. Ryan Sieg, that car, I think it's destroyed. How Matt Noyce has been able to get that thing to make any kind of lap time, Jamie, is honestly hard to believe. Harrison Burton also just waiting, not in contention for the win unless we get a caution in this big offset in new tires he'll have for his final set.
And the reason they do that, as you mentioned, is because of the tire advantage you have if you get a caution now, and they really have nothing to lose. I mean, look at his car. It's been a struggle since he got in that wreck, and this will be their best chance to get a decent finish. One of the things that sticks out to me is finally have gotten a little bit of a run here, and we now see the 41 appears to have the best car. He's actually driven out to just about a second lead over Allgaier behind him. Those guys kind of running lap for lap together. The 41 marginally being just a little bit better. It's the first time we've seen somebody be able to get away just a little bit for the lead of this race.
Look at this, Mayer's run him down. Got by Ryan Sieg for second on track. Now Mayer right in the hip pocket of Harrison Burton. And there goes a caution. Patrick Emmerling sliding and hitting the wall.
Wow.
And it's yellow number 8. Wow. Right on cue.
Rod Sieg is devastated looking at this our picture right here, and he's also fist pumping for Ryan.
Dang it. Got to think maybe there was a little bit of contact here as we listen to Patrick's radio communication between he, the crew chief, and the spotter. Try to get a replay and get a look at this right here.
We're not surprised, are we, guys?
No.
After the day we've had?
Well, yeah.
The most cautious, let's just keep adding to it.
You know, here's what's interesting. We talk about the caution, and they do benefit greatly because now you don't have to pit under green, right? The problem for them, no one has any tires left. So the play for most is to stay out, and there's so many on the lead lap. You're going to have an opportunity to drive through a lot of guys on those new tires, right? But unfortunately, you're not going to have much track position to show for this.
And it's a pretty big discrepancy in tires now. Like we talked about there being, second and a half to 2 seconds after 15 or 20 laps. As we get a look here, see Brent Cruz inside of Patrick Emmerling. See the exit of turn 3. Oh, Brent slides up, gets into that left rear and wipes him out. That sense the frustration that we heard on the radio from those guys. Patrick didn't do anything wrong in that case.
You know, we talk about the caution coming out, and we had just had our longest green flag run of the day. And while the caution benefits some, because they hadn't made a pit stop, boy, if you're Sam Mayer and the way you had it working here late in this race, you're like, daggone, just let us run it out. I know we had a long way to go, but my gosh, that 41 looked good.
Sam has been here before. He's done this. He's not won here, but he has been in this position in the O'Reilly Series that, yes, he didn't want a caution, but it's still more than right now 17 laps to go as we cycle behind the pace car. So he's been here. He's done it. Not as long as Justin Allgaier, but
no one has, right?
Jeremy Clements.
Let's get some 7 radio. Here's Allgaier and crew.
I know it's frustrating, but you are faster than him by just a little bit. What you're doing in 1, you get at least a car length or so on exit. And when you wrap the bottom in 3 and 4, you gain even more. Copy.
Good information from the crew chief there. I don't think I've ever had a crew chief not tell me that I wasn't faster than the car in front of me. It's the perspective from inside the car is a lot different than what you see lap time wise with Andrew Overstreet right there watching this. Mayer and he have comparable cars, but it does appear that the 41's just a little bit quicker. However, based on what we've seen so far today, this is most likely not going to be the last restart. We're still going to have a little more chaos, and there hasn't been a dominant row on the restart. We talked about the start of this race, how we were shocked how many times Taylor Gray and these guys were taking the inside, but we've seen both of these rows win from the inside and the outside. And to me, if I'm Mayer, that's frustrating because you've won the right to get to have which row you want. If I'm Allgaier, I'm like, listen, I'm okay being in either of those rows because I have a chance.
So what are you picking?
I'm still going to take the outside. The outside for me is a safer option because when you're on the inside, you're vulnerable to being put 3 wide. If you're on the outside, the guy behind you has to push you if there's not a gap in the middle. So to me, the outside is just a safer play. It also gives you the momentum off of turn 1 down the long stretch where the draft comes into big play. So to me, the safer play is just being on the outside if I'm the leader.
And let's break this down a little bit. Harrison Burton, our leader, we know he's pitting. Ryan Sieg in 4th, we know he's pitting. Take them off your leaderboard. Sam Mayer, okay, say he takes the top. Justin Allgaier takes the front row. Winners don't give up the front row. Then you got Sheldon Creed. He's got to go push his teammate. You want those Haas factory cars lined up. That leaves Taylor Gray to fill in third place inside second row. That could be where your winner is decided, is if Sheldon Creed or Taylor Gray, who pushes who better.
I would never advocate for giving up the front row to choose a lane, right? But if you're Allgaier and you know that you can go outside with Mayer and that breaks up the team connection, I don't know, it's an interesting thought process.
Here's the difference is that last year we saw the people give up a road to be on the outside because the outside was a dominant lane. It hasn't been today. So I'm with Ross. I'm not giving up the front row. I don't care if it's teammates or not. The one thing that we've also seen today, it's been a little harder to get connected on those restarts. Now the teammates might try to work better together here, but who's to say that Sheldon doesn't want to be on the bottom or on the top because his car's not good in that lane. So I don't think you can count on all that.
Pit road is open. Here come the guys that we knew would pit. Harrison Burton, Ryan Sieg. This is going to be really fun. 15 to go, going to be just north of 10 laps to go when we get the green flag, and a big, big, big restart on the way. It's the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series live on CW from Pocono. This card and you guys go. Back at Pocono, now we take a look at this replay brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle motorcycle, RV, and boat insurance. Visit progressive.com. Looking back at the choose.
Yeah, really surprised here to see Sam Mayer ends up taking the bottom, but he is going to have his teammate. We talked about it. Sheldon Creed lined up behind him. Hopefully there'll be some loyalty there and not making it 3 wide. However, Creed can be vulnerable with whoever is lined up behind him, which is William Byron.
Well, and Dylan gave us a great report on the way the 54 team has managed strategy today. Because of some of the topping off that they've done, they had a shorter fill on that cycle, made up some good track position. He lines up on row 2. Justin Allgaier, a week ago today, turned 40. and you think about everything he's meant to this series, in position to get it done again. But it's the 22-year-old who you feel like has been around forever in Sam Mayer that wants win number 1 of 2026. Mayer in control, teammate behind him, Allgaier to the outside, and will return to the green flag with 13 laps remaining here at Pocono.
It's going to be all about who can get connected here on this restart. It's such a long ways. You see Mayer's got his hand out trying to signify to his teammate when he's going to go. They are connected on the inside. You see that, but Byron makes it 3 wide, which is going to hurt their momentum a little bit. Look at the outside.
Push outside lane. Gray giving a shove to Allgaier. Creed and Mayer got disconnected.
The 7 overdrove the entry right there. Sam's going to be able to clear him on exit.
Creed right back in the game as the 41 jumps to the race lead.
Well, it worked out for him, but I don't think it was the way he had it planned.
Side by side for 4th. Byron there with Gray. Sammy Smith going wide. Taking out Fredo with him, and they spin.
Caution's down, back it down. Big wreck off the tunnel.
A lot of cars trying to get checked up here. Everybody filing through to miss Taylor Gray. He's got to have his hands off the wheel right there, looking out the window net, Jamie. 2 wrecks almost happening at the same time, about 3 car lengths apart, entering the tunnel turn.
And you talked about what a great job Ratcliffe and the 54 team had done to put themselves in this position. But it just looked to me like, you know, racing through the tunnel turn, it's getting late. Nobody's giving anything. Byron got loose underneath him across those bumps.
Let's get Sammy Smith radio. He was right in the middle of it when it all started.
The right front was down, I think. It just went straight. I'm coming to you this time. The right front went down.
We're ready, come on.
It looks up right there. I don't know if there's something else, or maybe it's the left front tire, but doesn't look down. That I didn't see what Sammy was involved in right there. I saw the 88 car, but I didn't feel like that was any issue to do with him.
It's amazing how we're watching the same thing on the same screen, and I was watching the 8 of Sammy Smith, and I agree with him. It looked like it went straight entering the corner. That's the first car I saw break right and take one of the Viking cars to the wall with him, and then Sammy spun out. Like you said, though, the 8's tires were up, contrary to the 54 here, not aired up.
Well, and I think about Taylor Gray and all the movement they've experienced today. He came in on the chase bubble. And unfortunately for them, after the spin out, so many guys on the lead lap, they lose a ton of positions. He's being shown 14th, 14 below as we go back and watch this race over to the tunnel turn.
A little bit of loose in for Sammy Smith, and then it does not turn. And right ahead of them, William Byron getting into the 54.
And if you look at the running order, Brent Cruz is now up there in 4th.
Yeah, it sure did look like the 8 got loose on an initial turn in. It's harder to see from this perspective.
He's got no downforce on the 8.
The 88 gets loose, and then the 19
contact?
goes in and maybe gives a little bit of help, which pushed him up. I mean, William was able to save it, but poor Taylor Gray was just a victim and got used up on the outside right there. Just wrong place at the right time. It looks to me like William tried to slow up, was already loose, and then a little contact from Brent Cruz right there.
You can see those hands working inside the 88 big time.
Raja Caruth turning right to go through the smoke with the right front tire locked up. So for Mark Setzer and that 32 team, they'll have to decide. A lot of cars back here locking up the front tires. And like we heard with Jesse Love at the start of the race, you can get front lock easy. You can also get rear wheel hop where you can't slow down as the rear axle starts to hop and bounce.
I can't believe the 88 of William Byron and Connor Zillage were able to make it through on both sides of Taylor Gray's car spinning.
Riding with Cole Custer.
He's seen all the action today.
He has been right in the middle of all of it. He got by a lot of cars.
I think he's 5th.
Yeah.
I thought he didn't have a right front fender earlier. He's been shifting in 3rd all day long.
It's really cool to watch what he's doing, driving that 0 car for SS Greenlight Racing. Full support from the Haas factory team. But I'll tell you what, he got them their only win ever at California a handful of years ago, and doing them good here again this afternoon in the top 10.
One thing to pay attention to, we'll get another look at it here. As those guys all decide to go to the bottom, watch how rough the inside of this racetrack is. It's not as bad over here as it is off of turn 1, but watch these cars start jumping through all this. That's what all the roads feel like in this area. So wavy. There's so much character to this racetrack.
You know, you mentioned Raja Caruth, and sometimes in this situation, the scoring monitor can lie to you because someone's up there and they have damage and you don't realize it, and eventually maybe they have to come down pit road or they fade because they've got some flat spots on their tires, whatever the case may be. But you look at it right now, Raj has scored in the top 10, came in, below that chase cut line, and now he's still below, but in 13th, and once again just managing a day to put himself in position. When you get in that 88, you can really take full advantage. I just love what we see out of him week in and week out, and we've got the bubble in there now. Look at Cruz +7. He came in 15 out. He's taken advantage of the misfortune of his teammate Taylor Gray.
Today's survival. I mean, this whole race today has nothing to do with how fast you are. There has been so much carnage today and so many accidents, and we still have a couple of restarts to go where it's going to get aggressive. People are going to continue to be all give, but Raj has done a nice job, and hopefully he can survive.
Okay, Jamie, maybe you still do this. I don't want to assume, but Raj still takes notes on paper.
I turned 50 on Wednesday, and I'm digital. So.
I hate that you got that in and I didn't.
Yeah, that's why I went ahead and did it.
Hey, we talk about Brent Cruz and where he is in relation to that cut line. Huge opportunity for him the next couple of weeks because we know how good he is on the road. But I'm going to tell you what, next Saturday on CW is just going to be special. We're heading to Coronado Island, Naval Base Coronado, San Diego, California. This is going to be one of the greatest things that NASCAR has ever done. We're going to have qualifying on live, CW Saturday, and then our race coverage begins at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. I know you've been out there, Ross, and what we are going to experience just in the NASCAR community is going to be something that we've never seen before.
This will be a weekend that I will never forget for the rest of my life. No matter how the competition goes for me personally and the one car, I will never forget racing on this naval base and what this will mean for our country and so many men and women, and what it means for me. Al Neese, my Truck Series owner, is going to come out and enjoy the weekend with the team and with me all the way through the weekend through Sunday. So hearing him, and I've asked him to tell some stories to me, like I've asked him to shed some light. He was there on the naval base when he was in the service, so as a Marine, so very, very special to hear it from a veteran like Al.
Well, and I'll tell you, the sailors that are out there that call that home, they are absolutely fired up about what's coming to their home turf. Let's hear from Sam Mayer's crew chief with Kim.
Yeah, Jason Trincheri, speaking of fired up, he's from an hour away, has never won at his home racetrack. So how nervous are you right now?
Pretty nervous. I mean, this Audubon Chevy's been pretty good all day, and Haas Factory built us a nice hot rod. This is a brand new car, so have Sheldon helping us there on the restart. It's pretty cool. And now we got Cole's up there too. So hopefully we can keep working together and get away from the pack.
Sam's been really aggressive on restarts. Is there anything else you can tell him at this point?
No, I mean, that's what I just said. I can't believe I'm as nervous as I am. It's out of my hands now. But no, we called the race pretty good. Everybody down here did a great job. Awesome pit stops today. We gained like 5 on one of them. So hopefully we can close it out.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Jason telling me he was shaking as these final laps wind down again, looking for his first home track win here at Pocono Raceway.
Thoughts on the choose? We're going to get a restart with 8 to go.
Well, the bottom worked out for him last time, but it didn't work out the way I feel like we all thought it was going to. And based on what we've seen out of the 19 car in the last 15 minutes, I can say he's going to make it 3 wide. There's no doubt that inside row is going to be put 3 wide here. Brent Cruz is going to be extremely aggressive. He's a couple of laps fresher on tires, and he's got a really fast car. It's all about getting hooked up, though, and that initial push that you can get. And giving Justin the outside again, he overdrove the entry of turn 1. He's going to get another shot out of here. He probably won't overdrive it this time. He's going to be able to adjust to that. It's going to be fun to watch.
And 3 rows of Junior Motorsports in the outside lane because Cruz goes to the inside, Byron goes outside, and right behind him is Connor Zillich. You think that will pay big dividends for Allgaier here as well. Aerial coverage this afternoon brought to you by the Lucas Oil Helicopter.
As we work our way through the tunnel turn, you talked about the 3 Junior Motorsports cars in the outside lane. The 2 front rows are all Hendrick engines, so they all know they've got the same power, with Brent Cruz inside of row 3 being the lone Toyota in the top 3 rows.
I'll remind you as we go green with 8 to go, and Jamie's predicting multiple restarts here. We've not had an overtime in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series.
Nice work, Adam.
In 2026. I'm just laying it out there. We'll see how we get away here. 8 laps remaining. Front row, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier. Mayer looking for his first win of the year. Allgaier looking to add another tally for himself.
A lot of anticipation here as we come into the restart zone, but Sam Mayer with the push and the launch.
Good timing by Creed and Mayer to get a little bit of a run right there. The 19 joins him. Is he going to make it 3 wide, getting down into 1? Look at Allgaier on the outside.
Big rally outside
Huge
lane.
run.
Here comes Justin Allgaier off of turn 1. He takes the top spot away from Sam Mayer.
Wow, look at the 88, was able to get down in front of the car right behind him. I think that's Creed. You see the 19 on the inside. Allgaier said he wasn't going to overdrive it. He had to because he was so far behind getting in. It's almost like Mayer was a little bit lazy on his entry, thinking he was going to have the room that he needed.
Sam Mayer would take that turn 1 back and have another go at it if he could. So worried about keeping the push to his back bumper, keeping his teammate Sheldon Creed lined up with him. A bit of a shallow entry, and like you said, a bit backed up and maybe lazy early to lift into 1. Justin Allgaier doing Justin Allgaier things.
But we have 8 laps to go, and the 41 I feel like has been a little bit of a better car this second half of the race. He's going to have to roll his sleeves up and go to work right here and see what he can do to get by Allgaier. You see he's running just a little bit lower line. Key at Pocono is just try to get some fresh air on the nose so you can get that left front fender out just a little bit. Even though it's not the preferred line, the aero advantage that you get getting clean air makes a big difference. The one thing we've seen from the 41 all race long is he's been able to exit and be a little bit lower right through the middle of the corner. Again, just a little bit lower through the middle of the corner right there. He's got to get that timing worked out and maybe have the 7 make just a small mistake.
Dale Jr. was on the pit box when Junior Motorsports won here last year, filling in for Marty Lindley, led Connor Zilic to the win. Bossman wants to win again today. He's got his family here. He wants his girls once again to experience victory lane. And the old veteran is out front. 6 to go for Allgaier, but Mayer is right there with him.
And this is a great perspective because you can see the 2.
Oh, look at this. Caution coming off of 3.
Multiple cars involved on the entrance to pit road where some spun.
Look at where LeVar Scott ended up.
Really torn up.
Huge impact by multiple cars right here. I couldn't tell who that was on the outside, but the front of the car just destroyed. This car's ended up all the way on the inside of pit road.
This is our 10th caution of the day. Dexter Bean also got a piece of that.
Today is a day the Goslin family would like to forget.
No doubt.
Both cars, multiple incidents, an engine earlier, a crash in qualifying, multiple crashes in the race.
It's Jeb Burton.
Yep, Jeb Burton.
Right, Jeb Burton right there. See, they're checking on him to make sure he's okay. The net's down. He's stuck on the outside of the front row. I think that's the car that I could see. Talked about the front being knocked off of.
This is not a spot-on moment for Jeb, Jamie.
Not. Get a look at what happened here.
It looks like Jeb.
Almost looks like he maybe had a flat where he got so loose. Oh, then LeVar Scott needs to make contact, I think, with the inside wall as well. I think something had to go wrong with Jeb with the position that he was in on the entry to 3.
Contact. Sammy into the 99 into
yeah,
Jeb.
the 99 got into him right there, pushed him up the track and just got him out of the groove.
Now you're in the marbles.
And now he's just chasing it, right? Like just trying to hang on.
And he kept it out of the outside wall.
Oh, LeVar came through there.
Falling right into LeVar's lane.
You know, the other thing to think about when you watch LeVar Scott is it hadn't been all that long ago they extended the pit lane because we've had cars get involved in an accident coming off 3 and shoot all the way across over toward the pit wall where you have those crew members hanging out and working. So they extended that pit wall, and there's a good look at it, taking it back toward turn 3, I should say.
Wow, what a day.
Gosh, it's been wild.
It's just been, yeah, we're not done yet.
No, and we are not. And the aggression meter just continues to climb the closer you get to the end. And I wondered if we might get a red flag just because of where this accident took place, and we are. So our 10th caution going to turn to our first red flag of the afternoon. It comes out with 5 laps to go.
As we come to a stop here, if you're the leaders, for me, I instantly have to go into what's next. So Justin Allgaier now gets choice. He's won the restart, the last restart from the top after Sam Mayer took the bottom with a better push. What do you do if you're Justin Allgaier?
Yeah, and it's the first four. When you look at Allgaier, Mayer, William Byron, and Sheldon Creed, because they're all going to get that decision of do I want the inside or the outside? Because ultimately they're going to be in the first 2 rows, and it's what have I done the last couple of times that's going to impact my decision that I make here. If you're Mayer, the one thing I can assure you is he's not going to baby it into turn 1 again, because based on what we saw, he was a little easy getting into 1, and you said it, like those are the restarts that when you go home tonight, if you didn't win, you beat yourself up on all night long. And you're like, if I could just have that over again. Well, he's going to get another chance at it right here.
Kim?
Yeah, standing here with team owner Dale Jr. You got 2 cars in the top 3. Justin Allgaier, though, looking for his first Pocono win in this series. What have you liked that you've seen from him, specifically late in the race?
His restarts, he's really good on those. You see that last restart where he just goes around the top like that. It's just impressive. When you get old as he is, you start to take less risks. But he's still got he's got a lot of passion and a lot of, that's why they call him the Gator. But Sam's had a great car. Sam's probably the better car. And, we've worked with Sam in the past, and it'd be good to see him have success here today. So some mixed emotions up there, but love what I'm seeing out of Justin. And Byron's had a pretty good race. I don't know exactly what he's fighting to get better, but Quapple's been aggressive on restarts. We've got a few spots here with him late in this race, and we'll see if we can do some more. Zilich has had a eventful one, but I figured he would dominate because his spoiler's like way higher than everybody else's. But anyhow, it's been pretty interesting.
Well, you were crew chief of record last year at this race when Zilich won it. Do you wish you were calling the shots on the box again?
It's nerve-wracking. I had some help that day. Letarte was up there, and good strategy kind of fell in our lap. And we had a great driver with Zilich. But this is fun. Justin's Justin might be able to get it done. These restarts are crazy at the end. You get the right, depends on who gets the right push, who connects, who commits to each other. Somebody might get put 3 wide, and Sam will send it. So we know that. So we don't know how turn 1's going to go if we'll come out on top.
And finally, I know Isla and Nicole, you want to get them back to victory lane. Did they learn anything in victory lane last year that they maybe will do differently this year to celebrate?
Nicole did not like victory lane last year for some reason. She was really in a bad mood. So hopefully this time around she might appreciate it more. But they're going to go to Sonoma as well. So we got another shot there if we don't get it today.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
That is Dale Jr., team owner of the current leader here at Pocono Raceway.
Who's a better spokesperson for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, Justin Allgaier or Dale Jr.? I mean, he's giving love to everybody inside the top 10. Let's go back. He referenced the importance of this restart. We know this is where it could all be decided. Let's go back and look at that last restart, and you guys analyze how this all shook out.
Well, if you watch that inside row, the timing and the momentum that the 41, the 00, the 19 had, it was perfect right here. Great job getting pushed down. The 88's on the 7, but they've already got those guys cleared. I thought Allgaier was hosed right there. Dude, he sailed it off in there on the outside. And I think a little bit of that, Ross, was Justin overdriving that corner, trying to make up the difference, and Sam thinking maybe he had a little bit of a buffer right there and didn't have to overdrive it.
Don't expect Sam to make that mistake twice. He's been here
Send it.
long enough.
Right.
I know you said 22, which is hard for me to imagine as from my point of view. I thought he was older, but he seems like he's been here working at his craft for so long. But yes, he will learn and adapt. And with 2 Hendrick engines, 2 Chevys, they're going to have a. Selfishly, I was glad when Justin got the lead because I do think the 41 is stronger, and I wanted to watch it play out with Sam trying to pass him back.
You know, it's been some kind of day at Pocono, and it all began this morning with practice. It continued in qualifying, and it's not let up in the race. 10th caution of the afternoon leads to a red flag. This incident coming off at turn 3. Some heavy hits. More from Pocono after this on CW. Coming up next, the stars of the Progressive AVP League hit the sand in Miami. Watch as the world's best battle to rule the beach all summer long. The Progressive AVP League from Miami comes your way next on CW. Closed captioning for today's race brought to you by Cerakote. The top detailers in the world trust Cerakote, shouldn't you? Let's get down to Carla.
Thanks, Adam. Here chatting with Jonathan Toney, the crew chief for Sheldon Creed right now. Obviously, both Haas factory cars doing well in the top 4. What do you need to see on your drive from your driver on this last restart as we get going?
Well, you know, Sheldon, he's a professional. He's been here and done this before, so I know he'll get up on the wheel and do what he can to put us in a position to win it. And, you know, if not, hopefully we can push our teammate, get him out front. But it's been a good day for Haas factory team and for this 00 and 41 guys. You know, just been everybody works hard back at the shop, brings us good hot rods, makes it look pretty easy for us when they build us good fast race cars like this.
Now, I said it was going to be the last restart. Do you think it is?
I'm going to say I wouldn't bet against that this is not going to be the last restart. This place gets crazy for sure. You know, big old wide racetrack. You think we could run around here and not hit each other, but they figure out a way to, you know, everybody's battling hard and wants to win the race, and sometimes they just run into each other. So I don't know. We'll see. I about bet we'll do this again.
Thanks, Adam.
Common sense prevails always with Jonathan Toney. Red flag has been lifted. We're back under caution. We'll be coming around to 4 laps to go. So we should be able to get the restart within the scheduled distance. We'll wait and see if we get another yellow that would produce our first overtime of the year. You notice the sponsor there, V-Light, they do a great job supporting our veterans. Wanted to get a pop in for them and everything that they bring to the table, supporting veterans and our nation's military. All right, this is going to be something. Now you go back to the choose and just all the thought processes that go in evaluating the end of this race. Here's Allgaier radio.
All right, Gator, you're pretty good on restarts, buddy. It's your deal.
Sure, thank you, buddy. We're going to go give it everything we got right here.
Yeah, that last one was nice.
Yeah, old Willie B was pushing like a son of a gun. Felt like we had the old afterburners.
It'd be interesting to see what they decide to do. We listened to their radios the entire time they were over there, and we didn't really get any discussion of you know, the inside or the outside row. We talked about those first 4 guys and where they were going to choose, and we've seen the leader take the inside a lot, but if you're Allgaier and you got the lead from the outside, I think that's hard to give that up.
Earlier, we heard Sam Mayer's crew chief, Jason, say the report he was shaking earlier. I can't imagine what he's going through now through all of this. And I keep seeing Dale Jr.'s watch. I think that's one that registers heart rate. I'd love to know what Dale's heart rate's running right now if he could fire it up.
You know, his car's been a little banged up today, but he's got 4 of them inside the top 10. The only one that's not there, Sammy Smith, who was involved in that incident. But Allgaier leading. You got Byron up there. Connor Zilich is 10th, and Carson Wapple in the 7th position prior to the choose in the 9 car.
As we circle another lap behind this beautiful Chevy Corvette. Looking down the leaderboard in 12th, Harrison Burton. Remember, he ran long, caught that caution, had to start way back out in the high 20s, almost 30th place with all the cars on the lead lap. Has driven up to 12th on those fresher tires. Still don't think he's in position to go fight for the win, but on the verge of the top 10 for Sam Hunt Racing.
Well, and he hasn't had a top 10 finish this year. But you think about this, you get 3 or 4 here on the restart, get another caution, and all of a sudden, those tires maybe do pay off late in the race. And he has won here, went to victory lane in ARCA competition, and I said it earlier, but he officiated Jeb's wedding on the off week. So, I mean, this guy's very versatile.
You think he was more nervous for the ceremony or for this restart?
Well, I talked to him at Nashville in anticipation of him making his debut officiating a wedding, and he seemed pretty loose. So I don't know how nervous he was, but at that time, he felt very comfortable with his role in the ceremony.
I'd say a couple beers get you in the right mindset to go do that, right?
The old liquid courage fixes everything, doesn't it, Jamie?
Right.
So we'll do the choose with 3 to go. We'll get the green flag with 2 to go. so it won't officially be overtime, but really works the same way, right? 2-lap shootout, and once that leader gets back to the white flag, the next flag would end the race. If the caution comes out prior to that, then we would reset and officially go into overtime.
Well, and if these two guys on the front row are side by side through one or through the tunnel, you know they're both going to go for it. There's going to be no give here at all. It's going to be, because whoever can clear most likely will lead that next lap and is going to be the winner. So it's going to be all about getting to the front. If we don't get another caution, just can't wait to see what Allgaier decides to do right here outside.
Lot of last-minute decision. I saw a little weave in that 7 car, decides to go to the top, which I agree with.
It's exactly the same restart that we had last time. You see that bottom, or the inside row, Mayer, Creed, and Brent Cruz. The difference here, though, is that Allgaier is going to get to dictate when they launch. And the last restart, we talked about the timing of how Mayer and Creed and Brent Cruz, all that timing had that little bit of momentum going down into turn 1. Something I've seen today, though, is that it's almost like whoever gets the better restart doesn't win into turn 1. They win for a little while, and you think they're going to clear, and then the side draft starts, and the other row prevails. Let's hear what William Byron thinks about this restart.
Kim?
Yeah, William Byron getting ready for this restart. A little extra incentive, though, for crew chief Marty Lindley. Remember, the 88 won last year, but Dale Jr. was the crew chief of record. Marty Lindley suspended last year, too many lugs missing the previous race. So, again, a little extra incentive. But I want to go back to something he said to me before the race that stood out, that this is going to be a hard race, lots of things to battle, and he felt like experience behind the wheel was going to pay off. So he was looking at both his driver, the 7, the 20 were guys he had pinpointed, and obviously experience coming into play with William missing that last wreck. Battling a little bit lateral, though, on that 88.
Well, Byron was 2 feet from being on the wrecker in the tunnel turn just a little bit ago, so to be in a position to maybe have a shot to win this is huge right now.
And just like a crew chief will tell you when you're losing gap, you're losing time to leader, that you're faster, Marty Lindley will say, I want experience in the car, and when Raj gets in, and whenever that comes up next, he'll say, yep, I want Raj in the car.
That's right, yep. He's loyal.
Chase Elliott going to be in that 88 car at Chicago and Indianapolis today. It's the 2017 champ William Byron that delivered the title for Junior Motorsports. Teammate in front of him, Allgaier, the control car outside of Mayer, 2 laps to go.
The one thing with Allgaier being on the outside is if he sticks his hand out and waves to try to time it out, Mayer can see that, so it's a little bit different. Look at these guys trying to work each other, one up and trying to work the other one down.
Leaning on each other as we go green.
Oh, Creed makes it 3 wide on his teammate, down into 1.
Outside lane, Allgaier getting a shove from William Byron. Brent Cruz in the mix. 7 all clear out front. Allgaier leads, Byron coming with him. And look at Brent Cruz down low trying to get to the 2nd spot.
Byron's going to have the momentum on the outside, though, be in the preferred lane. We'll see what Raja decides to do. Looks like he's going to have him cleared down in the tunnel. You got to feel good if you're the 7 right now.
Disastrous restart for the Haas factory team. Both of them out of contention for the win here.
Now if you're Allgaier, you want to get off of turn 3 and back to the start-finish line and to the white flag. You don't want a caution and another restart.
Allgaier with a comfortable lead right here.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Justin Allgaier trying to win for the first time here at Pocono.
See about a 1 or half-second gap between first and second, and then second and third. Allgaier's got to make a huge mistake here, or have an issue for Byron to be able to get by. Brent Cruz with another exceptional run. Kid's top 5 every single race he can finish.
Had never been here on track before this morning in practice, but he's getting it done again. And a huge points day after winning a stage.
And he had a little bit of momentum right there on William Byron. I don't know that he's going to be able to get to his inside, though.
Justin Allgaier in charge. Coming off of turn 3 for the final time. Going to add another track to the list. He's going to get it done at Pocono. 5th win of the year, 33rd of his career. Once again, it's Justin Allgaier.
I love you guys again. Man, I love this place. Thank you, William Byron, buddy. Heck of a job. You boys crushed it. I'm so proud of you. Super cool to have Adela here.
I think technically he needs to thank Sheldon Creed on that restart, because the fact that he made it 3 wide on his teammate is ultimately what gave the 7 the momentum that he needed.
So in the background of the pit crew celebrating on pit road, a guy behind the scenes, but a big player in making junior motorsports. The doors open, the lights turn on every day. Joe Mattis is there to celebrate with him.
Get a look at this restart right here. Creed made the decision to go to the inside. You can't get mad at him for wanting to go on and win the race, but ultimately they lost the momentum. You see Byron giving the 7 that huge push on the outside. Justin had a similar restart last time, and then Creed slid up, kind of blocked Mayer again, even more frustrating on that end for the 41.
Twice Allgaier had been a runner-up here. Climbs to the top today. This marks the 21st different track where he's been to victory lane. And it's fitting that he was there with William Byron, because you think about what those two have meant to this organization, both delivering championships for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and everyone at Junior Motorsports. And once again, the man that's in charge gets to celebrate with his family. And now the victory celebration brought to you by KFC. Let it rip, Justin Allgaier.
Great burnout.
He's getting pretty good at this.
He's had plenty of experience at it.
For Andrew Overstreet, you know, I think about the crew behind Justin Allgaier and think about stepping into this role with so much success by the team as a whole. Obviously last year, well documented, Connor Zilic, 10 wins. He wasn't technically in all of them, but to step into this 7 car with Justin Allgaier and Andrew Overstreet, a former neighbor of mine in Mooresville, continuing to set the bar there at Junior Motorsports in that beautiful Carolina Carport Chevy.
I was down doing the pre-race with Carla earlier today, and we're standing right by the 7 car when we did our picks, and I picked Justin to win the race today, and he grabbed me, went off air, and he's like, you gotta stop doing that. He's like, it's a lot of pressure when you pick us to win, but congrats to those guys, able to get it done again this year.
I mean, 11 wins in 17 races is just incredible. What Junior Motorsports has done as an organization. And as you said, leading the charge is Allgaier, who's won 5 times, nearly half of their trips to victory lane. And here's the deal. Those guys that came in behind him in the standings had issues, not that he needed a bigger advantage, as we now have 7 races to go to the chase. I hate to tell you, Allgaier, we're going to reset this thing, and your lead's only going to be 25 points, because right now he's got 250 to the man in second. Just remarkable. Turned 40 a week ago, and he still got it. I'd say he's in as good a shape right now as he's ever been when you think about his physical fitness routine, and he certainly knows how to celebrate. Here's Dylan.
Team celebrated with him on the pit wall down the front straightaway just a moment ago. Went down there and gave them a smoke show, and now they've made the jaunt down here to the start-finish line to celebrate with their driver. And what more can be said about this group and this team? But first win for Justin at Pocono. As we've talked about, he's been trying to get that Eagle Trophy for a long time. And Justin, I want to talk about these restarts and how high commitment they had to be. We saw you sail it off into the high side of turn 1 to get around Mayer with 2 restarts to go, but that last one, did everything work out exactly like you needed it to get the win?
Well, first of all, I got to say a huge thank you to Wayne Byron, because without that shove at the end of the race, it was probably game over. This crowd, though, you all fans, I mean, I can't even describe it to you how cool it was. Seeing you guys all cheering. Just so proud of this race team. Everybody at Carolina Carports for believing in this race team. Everybody at Junior Motorsports, Chevrolet, the Hendrick Engine Shop, all of our partners, Brandt, Arby's, Logistics, HendrickCars.com, Hellman's. I mean, just everybody that's a part of this program. It means so much, and you know this season has been special. And Andrew Overstreet, this whole 7 team, this pit crew right here. I mean, just the effort that goes into it. So I I get to go home tonight, go watch my daughter play softball tomorrow, which doesn't happen very often, so I'm excited for that. And we're going to go celebrate this one for sure.
Enjoy that. Congratulations. Just the second time in Justin Allgaier's career, he's won 5 times in a single season. This has been one for the books for sure for the 7 team.
No doubt. And such a long road ahead and more success on the way, you have to believe. It's a family affair at Junior Motorsports. And one of the guys that has delivered so frequently is Justin Allgaier. He always seems to find a way. And today he does it for the first time at Pocono. It's never a bad day when you make the boss happy. And Dale Jr. gets to do the photos in victory lane with the family again. A fun afternoon in the Poconos belongs to number 7.